And Jade, perhaps you can let us in on where you're stationed, what you're able to see and what you're hearing.
Well, yes, and I am currently coming to you live from within the ICC, and I can tell you that several people have started trickling in. I'm just going to ask my colleague behind the camera, Tulani Ngobo, just to pan for you and show you some of those dignitaries, family members and friends that are making their way into the ICC ahead of the funeral, State Category 2 funeral of former Minister Pravin Gordhan. We've seen several stalwarts also, as Mahatma Gandhi's granddaughter Ila Gandhi, and a lot of also former statesmen as well coming into the ICC, ministers as well as family and friends. Now, we do know that Natasha Perry is covering the leg at the family home, where we are awaiting that coffin to come to the ICC. But what has been wonderful to watch, Ayanda, is also from various political parties, members coming in also and just sharing and experiencing together under one roof the legacy of former Minister Pravin Gordhan. I do have with me in my midst Helene Weiss, and she is the former Treasurer General of the National Freedom Party. Thank you so much for joining us, Ms. Weiss. You know, one beautiful aspect of this, and I just said to the viewers back at home, everyone from all walks of life coming to pay tribute to Mr. Gordhan across the political sphere, and you having worked with him, talk to us about the principles that you would take away from the former minister.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Going back to the days of the United Democratic Front, I met Pravin Gordhan, a committed, dedicated activist of that time. He transformed into one of South Africa's most leading politicians, a man who had a heart for the people, a man who had a heart for transformation. He served the country with such dignity and such class and such humility. And my take from this is that we all have to think of others before we think of ourselves. And that is what Pravin Gordhan taught me. Although we were from differing political platforms, we all shared a common goal. And I'm here today to celebrate his life and to say, Hamba Kahle, Pravin, you serve this country well.
We've heard so many politicians speak about he was a principled man. We've heard friends sharing light and fond moments. Do you have any moment that stands out for you with your friendship with Mr. Gordhan?
You know, before the Zondo Commission, Mr. Pravin actually tried to warn South Africa. Although he didn't come out and say exactly what was happening behind the scenes, but there were times when he was interviewed on television, he warned South Africa and said, be careful, there are brown envelopes being passed around, and that we must take cognizance of that. And then our President Cyril Ramaphosa, appointed the Zondo Commission to investigate. And through Pravin, I can say South Africa is more the wiser now.
Thank you very much for sharing your opinions as well as your memories of the former Minister Pravin Gordhan. That was Helen Weiss there from the NFP talking to us and just sharing some moments, but also saying that he really did stand for democracy, Ayanda. And these are the sentiments that many people have been saying, also speaking about the Zondo Commission there and what was transpiring at the time when he was the Minister of Finance. And we've been hearing all these sentiments on the ground from people who want to keep his legacy alive, who do not want the detractors to derail Pravin Gordhan's legacy. And I imagine that we'll be speaking to several other people as they flock into the ICC and share their memories of the former minister and also their light-hearted memories of him too. I'll hand back to you in studio, Ayanda. Thank you.